Roads and Highways Minister Designate, Kwesi Amoako-Attah, has been saying about increasing tolls in order to maintain, rehabilitate our roads, as well as maybe even construct new ones. We're hitting the streets this morning to interact with some ordinary Ghanaians and find out what they think about that initiative. It's a tricky one because the cars are free-flowing. It's difficult to actually peg down people to speak to them, but we're going to try to do exactly that right now. Do come with me. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very quick question. Your name, please.
Robert.
Robert, now I just want to find out from you. The roads minister designate said he will actually increase road tolls. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's not that actually. Looking at the condition of the economy as of now, I think it should be maintained. Let's keep it like that for some time, and let's see how things goes.
Well, he thinks the road tolls should be maintained. And mind you, per the checks I ran right before this discourse, some of the smaller cars, saloon cars, actually pay about 50 pesos. Then there are four-wheel drives, and maybe those Evans, the trot types, they pay 1 cedi. And of course, there are others, much bigger ones, depending on how big they are, their axles and all of that. They pay between 2 cedis and 2 cedis 50 pesos. So even then, the sum of money in context is different. Let's check out, see whether we can get some others to interact with this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, Charles, the roads minister is saying that should he get the nod from Parliament, he will increase road tolls. What do you think about that? He is basically saying, Charles is basically saying that he is not in agreement and that it should be maintained. Let's go to the other end and find out whether we can get some people to interact with. All right, so some people not willing to interact with us. Hectic, but let's quickly see whether we can get some others to interact with on this stretch. It's pretty tricky business because everyone is in a bit of a hurry. And let me just speak to this lady here. Hello, good morning. The roads minister wants to increase road tolls, the designate. What do you think about that? Do you use this route every day?
Yes, sometimes, but I work in Tema and I live at Bema. So definitely I'll be using these routes henceforth. And I don't think it's right for him to increase because we still have potholes on these routes that every time you have to swerve and probably you might even hit a pedestrian who's walking or who is crossing. Yes.
All right. So for you, there's no reason to increase it?
No, there's no reason because we have to see an improvement on the route before he has to increase there.
What's your name, please?
I'm Ruby.
All right. And that is Ruby. And she is saying from what she sees here and the problems on the roads, she doesn't feel there is any reason at all for the tolls to be increased. At least that is 3 out of 3. All of those we have spoken to this morning are in agreement that the road tolls should not be increased. But that is not what the sector minister designate has been thinking. We shall still try to interact with a few more people so we can get at least a good sample this morning of the thinking of ordinary Ghanaians. Do come with me and let's speak to a few more people on this stretch. Let's see whether we can interact with this trotro driver. Hello, good morning. What's your first name? Achu. Achu, roads minister, no, or say Etuana Mutiawahano, or per se Otum. What do you say?
Already, what we are paying is too much for us. If another.
How much are you paying?
We are paying 1 cedi.
1 cedi, and 1 cedi is too much for you?
Yes.
So let's say if it's increased by just a bit, let's say 20 pesos, 30 pesos, would it be too difficult for you to pay?
Well, exactly so. Because already from here to Aplau, we pay 4 cedis. In and out is 6 cedis.
And so if you get it, you wouldn't want an increase?
No. This one is...
How about using that money to work on the roads? Don't you think that's a good thing?
Well, it's a good thing, but already what we are paying is it's somehow too much for us.
All right. That is Achu, a trotro driver, and he is saying, as far as he is concerned, they are already paying enough, that they don't need to pay anymore. Let's see whether we can get interactive with some more people. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you ply this route often?
not that often. I only
No.
do it when I'm visiting the port or working on a project at 25.
Right. So any increase in these tolls, do you think that would be a problem? That's what the roads minister designate is saying, that there's going to be an increase when he's actually given the nod by Parliament.
What will the increase add to the existing road?
He is saying it will help in rehabilitation and maybe the construction of new roads.
Have they added any figures to it as to how much it's going to cost us, and then the increase, and then how long will it be? So I think they have to revisit it.
All right. So these are some people that we are interacting with, and they have been sharing their thoughts. Earlier, I was speaking with the supervisor who is actually here with me now. And Mr. Supervisor, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
What's your name?
Modestus.
What's your name?
Modestus.
Modestus. Interesting name. Now, tell us about what you would see here on a normal day, the routine, and what you as officers actually do at the station.
Well, actually, this is what you see. What we are going on is what you are seeing now, because we actually road of all the lane are working. So when there's a traffic, you have an E-zone. Those who are paying for E-zone will pass the E-zone. Then those you can see that we have 8 lanes. So actually, to ease the traffic, we normally use all the 8 lanes. That's all.
Are there times when some of the lanes or some of the booths are not active?
All the booths are active, except U-zone. All the booths are active.
There's something else I noticed here, that some of our brothers with some disabilities or challenges are also in some of the booths, but others are able, bodied, so to speak. What is the policy? I know sometimes you use...
Policy, please, I think this message should be directed to our boss, please. I don't know anything about this, sir, please.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Modestus. He's actually the supervisor here, and he has been sharing his thoughts on some of these developments. Let's see, should time suffice, we would speak to maybe 1 or 2 more people and find out. So far, it is 4 or 5, all of them saying they don't want any increase in the tolls. And in fact, the very last person I interacted with said that he is not even seeing, the last 2 people I spoke to, they are saying they don't even see what the sums collected here are used for. And so for what reason would they have to pay more? Let's get interactive with 1 or 2 more people, and then it will be a wrap. Hello, good morning. You're okay, so I think we're not going to get to speak to someone else, but that is what we can bring you this morning from right here at the first toll booth on the Accra-Tema stretch. Back to you, Mama V.